Hello, and welcome back to Therapist Plays Disco Elysium. Okay, so as I mentioned last time, we're working towards the end of the game now, but there's some storylines that we want to wrap up first. I got my eyes set on doing some stuff with Everard Clare and finding our gun, but in this episode, we're going to be looking into the case of the Phasmid and the whole saga with the cryptozoologists. And somewhat unexpectedly, a return to the CUNO. It's somehow he's involved in this whole case, and in a very Disco Elysium fashion, it all ties together. So I was excited to see how this all played out. I decided to cut this recording into two, just because we sort of wrapped things up with this part of CUNO's storyline, and in the next episode, we tie things off with Mr. Morel and Lena. So the transition point from the end of this episode and the next one will be just a bit continuous. So this one worked out to be quite interesting. I'm excited to share what we found, so let's get into it. Hello, and welcome back. Okay, so thank you everyone who let me know what's some of the things that we can actually take care of before we start working our way towards the end of the game. Yeah, we're going to check out a lot of this stuff. I can't promise we'll get to all of it. Whatever we happen to cross paths with, one of the things that I think we really need to address is Everard Clare. We actually haven't talked about him or seen him in a very long time. And I think it's time that we try again. It's been such a long time since we've talked to him, and I feel like our character is very, very different from the very impressionable, very insecure, very overcompensating sort of cop that we were when we first met Everard. In some ways we've gotten better, some ways we've gotten worse, but I think that the main thing is that we're no longer trying to exert our own authority as like, well, I'm the cop of this world. I'm the one who knows right and wrong. Everard represents a figure who's trying to exert power through authority, and we were trying to match that, right? And I feel like we've come to a very different understanding of what being powerful in our own and comfortable in our own skin looks like. And it's not really authority anymore. It's like this. We want to we want to help people help themselves rather than thinking we know best. And that's the kind of thing that Everett represents. I know best. So it's time to re-challenge him. I do appreciate people letting me know like what we can do. I really don't mind this stuff. Like if there's like a mechanic that I'm forgetting because it's been 8 months, or a way to do something, I don't mind you telling me. The stuff that's like a spoiler to me is like, you know, what happens to the characters or what our decisions will mean. I don't really want to know that stuff. But for example, letting me know that we can forge signatures, very helpful, because I do want to progress that storyline, but I don't actually want to help Everard get what he wants the way he wants it. So let's do that. I guess we go in here and we can forge our signature by interacting with okay, here it is. A white envelope with a stamp attached to the upper right corner, handed to you by Everard Clare. Inside are some legal documents with 2 names printed on them: Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. Both signatures are required.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Okay, let's check out that zoning plan first.
The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall.
Okay. So there's probably going to be some demolition of what's already here. And this is why this is kind of, I don't know, makes me kind of uncomfortable, because the most interesting part of coming to this side of the waterlock for me has been the contrast in visually, this place looks like it's not super pleasant to be in. Like it's yeah, it's seen a lot of wear and tear, let's say. But the characters we find are like the most put together. Like Lillian's like the best parent. Her kids, they have like her kids are playing, or they're not talking about how depressing the world is. Like this is like a, you know, environment is only so much, and the immediate reaction we have to the environment, where we're like, oh, this looks like it's not going well, would be mistaken, because the people here are like generally they're doing fine. They're keeping themselves together despite you know, the world around them not bending to make life easier for them. Someone like Everett Clare has probably not been down here or has talked to these people the way we have, and he just looks at the visual part and says, "Oh, that looks like a shithole. Let's demo it and build a nice youth center there." But it may completely destroy the attachment that the people who have to this place have. And in some sense, like this reclaiming of the environment for new things, like the church into the Antarctic Dance Club, right? I don't know, there could be sentimental qualities, like there's this place that we went on a date with Lillian, and like, I don't know. Are we destroying more meaningful things in the pursuit of something more constructually better? Probably. So I don't really know if I want him to build a youth center. I don't know if that's the thing to do here, despite it being aligned with, like, you know, we do want that there to be an environment that is better suited for the young generation's development. So I have mixed feelings on it. And I think we just need to learn more before we really understand how complex this is. I keep coming back to the question, who benefits? Who benefits? I'll tell you what, Everett Clare benefits, because he's going to make a lot of money. He's going to make a lot of money, and he gets to take credit if anything goes well. And he gets to, you know, be the person providing the structure. Which keeps him in power, because he can say, yes, look what happens when you let other special interests run the show. Bad things happen, but I'm here to save the youth and build up this community, right? He benefits. But he's thinking of his benefit before he's thinking of the people here's benefit. Do they benefit? Maybe. Maybe they benefit a little bit from having a youth center. But we don't know what that's actually going to look like. They may not benefit. But we also sort of need to do something about this, because he has our gun, and I think we do need to find our gun at this point. Part of our apology tour has been about realizing, oh yeah, we want to sort of address some of the harm that we've done to the community, and having a dangerous firearm out there that we lost because we're incompetent is part of that. Okay, let's see if we can, if there's anything logical that I can put on before I do this check. Seem to think that there was... Yeah, we've got a lot of our logical stuff on still. Okay, that has more logic, actually. This has a little bit of logic. Okay. That should be good enough, I think.
You take the legal documents out
83%.
of the envelope, but there doesn't seem to be anything of interest here. No fine print. You're smart. You can read.
Apparently we can't. Come on. Okay, well, you've outsmarted us again, Everett. God damn it. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to go do something else until we level up. It's embarrassing. Okay, come on, Kim. Let's blow this joint. What can we do? Let's go check out the traps for our good friend Gary and Lena. Well, Gary's not our good friend. Who's the Lena's husband? Mr. Morel. That's what I was thinking of. Gary's kind of sucks. Okay. They're here. But yeah, we're gonna go check out some of the traps. Looks like there's someone up there as well. Come back to that. Yes, I want to go back to Everard though, because we're a changed man. And I feel like we'll be less vulnerable to his tactics. Because we won't be trying to... We essentially won't be trying to enter a power struggle with it, like we were before. Where we were thinking about, what does it mean if I'm sitting in his chair and not meeting his eye level? And there's all this, like, subtextual stuff going on. And I think the less we participate in it, the less his tactics really matter. I believe there were some traps up this way. Yeah, we need to get a logic point now. I can't believe we fucking failed an 83%er. I mean, I can actually totally believe it.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring.
Let's look around.
The reeds sway in the coastal breeze. They seem to be waiting for something. The wind picks up here, near the cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. It's cold for this time of year.
Ooh. Okay. Let's reach for the trap.
Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Okay.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
Okay, Kim. I need to grin. I'm not expecting to find anything. I'm helping some citizens getting some fresh air. So, yeah, I guess we know that Kim secretly likes this stuff, too. I'm just gonna play along. Damn, I was hoping it would be in the first one.
No, you weren't.
Okay, Kim, don't call me out like that. He looks at you, the sea, then you. Damn it. Okay. Try the next one. I believe there was another one, maybe near the kids on the ice. Yeah, we'll do the karaoke thing. We'll do, we'll check back in with CUNO. We'll check out the bookstore. Basically, we'll go to any other place that we've already been before and see what's new. We will for sure finish the church quest line as well. Definitely not done with that. Okay, there's actually a list here. Southeast of the village, there's one. Okay, let's check that one. We'll check in with these guys as well. That's just life, friend. There it is. Okay, this time for sure.
A familiar apparatus lies among the reeds. Another one of Morel's traps, weighed down by stones to keep it in place.
If I look around, do I get another Shivers quote?
The reeds bend forlornly toward the sand. You see slabs of concrete north. In the east, the city center hums to you. The constant, distant song. Louder on this part of the coast. Nearer somehow. And there's that cold again. Always the cold.
Ooh, this is the real reward of checking these traps, is a tasty little Shivers morsel. Let's reach for the trap.
This trap is also full of panicked locusts.
Shit.
No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside.
Another empty trap.
Kim, your mind is going to be blown when we find whatever it's called. So what's more interesting for our development here? To say that we're all bought in? What we're trying to do is draw out Kim's hidden interest. Because I like when he breaks character a little bit. this is just, I just kind of want to prod at him a little bit with this as well. I want to make it clear that I don't actually believe in the phasma, or if I play it earnest, will we get like an empathetic reaction out of him? I don't know. I feel like if I keep pretending that we're definitely going to find one, maybe we'll get a good reaction. Let's keep going. The next one's the lucky one.
Yep. The next one has a crab trapped in it. These are just crab traps, you do realize?
No, Kim, where is your childlike wonder at the possibility for something novelty? Okay. Near the boathouses west of the Feld building. What is the Feld building? What is this giant square? Or this egg? I don't think we've seen any of that stuff. Well, we can at least check the one that's here, right? This is the one Gary set up.
This is the trap Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality. But
Let's get some shivers going.
the reeds by the abandoned campsite hiss and shake. The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. The fire that's gone out. You feel strange, somehow.
Let's reach for the trap.
Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we're done.
His face is red from the cold sea air. He crouches to catch his breath. You know, at the same time as he is picking on us a little bit, he is also going along with it. I'm just going to keep going on this line. It's a bummer it wasn't in here. Almost like with all the depressing shit going on, like it's nice to believe that there is something exciting just around the corner if you just keep looking.
I'm just glad we haven't found some poor cat trapped in one of these.
Oh god, me too. Okay, and the last one, the Feld building. Oh, this is the Feld building. Okay, so it should be near the boathouses west of the Feld building. Isn't that where we are? This is the Feld building. Near the boathouses? That must be where we found the dirty jacket. Maybe? I don't know. West of the Feld building should just be here. Ah, here it is. Okay. All right, last one.
It takes you a moment, but finally you spot the last of Morel's traps.
This is going to be the one.
Partially obscured by the reeds.
Look around.
Behind you, the ruins of a residential building rise over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. The reeds rustle confidently. When this district was booming, the reeds were kept at bay. Nothing obscured the freshly painted facades. Nowhere for drunks and adventurous teenagers to hide. Now only the wind blows.
Yeah, Shivers is so great. I've talked about this before, but what I feel like it captures, the reason why it hits so much is because so much of its commentary is about like change, like pointing out changes in the environment, the way things were and the way things are. Which I think inherently, it's weird. Every time I hear Shivers, it makes me feel nostalgic, despite having no real. It's not referencing things I already know. It's actually new information to us every time, but it makes me feel nostalgic. And I feel like that nostalgic vibe is very much about like what we're seeing right now is only possible because something fundamental has changed, and we also cannot go back and look at that thing. We can only sort of interpret it based on what we see right now. And nostalgia is this like sort of sad but warm feeling of I'm glad I experienced that thing, but I can also never get it back. and you can try to imitate it, but it will always be somewhat less than.
The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here.
Let's look closer.
No locusts.
No crabs?
No phasmid either. But still.
Let's... I guess we'll yell that it's empty. It's empty!
Your voice echoes on the coast, carried by a gust of cold wind.
Look closer still.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though. Unless you see one in there. I just see an empty trap.
Oh, it was empty because something got in and ate the bait. But what if it was the phasmid? What if it ate them and got out? Let's go with it.
Right. Anyway, that's for the cryptozoologists to figure out now. We're not cryptozoologists. We are cops.
Kim! What is a cryptozoologist if not a cop for the natural world?
A cold gust of air dries your sweaty face, and you look to the dark shadow of the felled building in the distance, drawing you to it. What a strange sensation. Once this is done, should you ask the wind again?
Should you ask the wind again? Another banger from Shivers. Okay, well, I guess... Oh, we can just go back to the whirling to talk to Mr. Morel. Let's do that now. And are we any closer? Yeah, we're getting closer to that skill check so we can do the Everett forging. All right, Morel. I'm excited to share the news. Morel, it was empty.
Great to see you again, officer. My wife can't wait to thank you. Go on, talk to her.
Oh, okay. I guess we're breaking the news to Lena. And who is this gentleman? We'll find out soon.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you.
I'm basically also a cryptozoologist now.
I knew it.
Kim, I think it's time for me to hang up my badge and, well, I was going to say my gun. I don't have a gun, but my sword. I'll hang up my badge and my sword and I'll become a cryptozoologist.
I'm not surprised. It's already getting out of hand.
Let me have this, Kim.
Well, in that case, sweetie, let me give you a small token of my gratitude. It's a tie, Mesk in origin. The pin is an antique, quite special to the cryptozoological community.
Is this the same pin thing that we got from her earlier and gave back because we were too ashamed to accept it?
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull with 8 eyes.
Or maybe it was something different. Okay. Oh, it's definitely something different because this is a wearable, and the other thing was something else. A slender bolo tie held together by an antique clasp in the shape of a bird's skull. It's disturbing, but you can't look away. Maybe this is a kind of phasmid. Oh, I mean, it's pretty cool. Yeah, we'll rock it. Gives us some volition.
Ha ha! Nothing like the gratitude of a good woman. Now then, what can I do for you?
It gives you a gruff pat on the shoulder. Can you guys be my parents?
He tries to play it cool, remain professorial, but inside, this man is itching for some news on those traps.
So I checked the traps.
Good. Okay. And?
And one of them was empty.
Completely empty?
That's right.
Surprise, tempered with fear and trepidation. He doesn't know what to think yet. Maybe you're joking?
All right, Kim. Now this is the point where you shut the fuck up and don't break character, okay? This is... Look, we've been doing a lot to help the youth of Revachol, but what about its veterans? Okay, the veterans of this world. Morel and Lena. Okay, we gotta give them as much as we have to find things for the kids to aspire to. For those who are no longer youths, we have to make what they have done feel worthwhile. I don't want to take this away from him. So keep your fucking cynical mouth shut, Kim.
No locusts? No phasmid either?
That's right.
That's not ideal,
Oh.
but
It just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
That's what it is. Thank you, Lena. Your observation skills. You know what? You could be a detective.
Oh, of course, more clever.
Yeah, you fucking keep your voice down, Kim.
You're dealing with a subject near and dear to their hearts. It might behove you to tread lightly.
Yeah, tell that to Kim.
yes, the Phantasmadeia picked off the Locusts and escaped.
Ah,
This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps, make them more secure.
that's right.
Another trip to the reeds.
Oh, that must be Gary standing over there. I've nearly forgotten what he was like. I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna separate this into two perspectives. One is like my personal brain. Brady's brain says like, look, we don't know if a phasmid is a real thing or not. This is a fictional world. There's all kinds of weird shit going on. So it doesn't really matter to me whether it's real or not. For Harry, though, for the role play, I don't think he's not all the way on Kim's side. He's not sold that there's no such thing. So it's not out of character for us to be like, yeah, totally this is going on. We're not lying to them. But this whole time we've kind of been bought in. That's exactly what it is. What a deft hunter, the phasmid.
Of course. Be sarcastic. Unless you have an alternative hypothesis you'd like to venture. Mine stands, okay?
Oh, he thinks we're being sarcastic. No, I'm being genuine.
Actually, no. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us.
Oh, we've leveled up.
You've helped us twice now, and brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Ravachol, is yours.
You know what? I can respect that. I can respect that, Morel. It's okay to say, you know what? I got a little emotional there.
Heartfelt gratitude. But does it feel like closure? What really happened?
We don't know.
Thank you, it's an honor. We should probably return to our main investigation here. This has been refreshing, but...
But what, Kim?
Helping cryptozoologists isn't really a priority for our organization, is it? The lieutenant looks out the window, impatiently.
Okay, I kind of can't remember if we have been following dialogue that says we've bought in, but maybe we don't really buy in. So let's try to present an alternative theory. We've been enthusiastic. We've considered CUNO's a hooligan. Wait a second. What does CUNO have to do with this? Okay, now I really am curious. Let's see where this goes. If I fail this, I'm quitting the game.
Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken. Most likely the hands of a young person. Hands small enough to fit inside the trap, too.
CUNO is the phasmid.
You should ask the red-headed boy, CUNO.
Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. It's putting us right back on the path that we wanted to go on, which is to circle back to CUNO. I think a little hooligan called CUNO may have stolen the locusts.
A little hooligan? But what would a child want with bags?
The mind of the hooligan we know as CUNO is unknowable.
Oh, my dear Morel. You've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects almost as much as they love to torment old folks.
I'll talk to the little gremlin and see if if anything comes up.
Delinquents. My favorite.
We've been doing lots of things that are Kim's favorite recently.
Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please let us know whatever you turn up. I have a feeling we're getting so close.
Yes.
Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play suzerainty, but no more field trips for me.
Why don't you not invite him over to your place, Gary? Your place is kind of strange and racist.
After this is your last chance to talk to Gary.
Really, Gary? We're getting somewhere here. I'd love to play suzerainty, but...
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants around here. Leave anything out in the open and they'll steal it, even if it's bugs.
Hey, Gary.
Morel, it's been fun, really, but I need a bath and I have deliveries to handle. When this tea is done, I gotta run.
No need to apologise, Geary. You'd be more than helpful. We'll have to take a rain check on that game of suzerainty today, though. We're gonna follow this through.
The first man to break formation is always a blow to leadership. This is bigger than he lets on.
Interesting. So Gary's splintering off. I appreciate the game letting us know that's the last time we'll have to talk to Gary. So we might as well finish out his dialogue. Did you know that Gary was hiding the armor?
Hell no. I had no idea. And I'm still cross with him, to be honest. It's not like him. He's got his quirks, but dishonesty, disloyalty are not one of them.
I don't know what got into him, officer. Thank you for letting him off easy. He won't forget it. We'll make sure he won't.
Okay. All right, Gary.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. I mean, officers.
Yes, there's two people here. Gary! I guess we've already done all of his dialogue, so nothing more to say to Gary. Okay, we're gonna circle back to CUNO, but let's talk to our old colleagues first. And I should totally put on this cool jacket. Oh no, not this one. Where's the RCM Commander's jacket? Where's the this one? Yeah, that's the one we wanted. I wanted to see if these guys had any commentary on it.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
I guess we've already done their dialogue. Okay.
The man doesn't trying to get a good picture of your jacket, no doubt.
There was something. I love that. Logic's like, yeah, logically, he must think your jacket's cool.
Yes? What is it?
Okay, we'll leave him alone. I don't really know what they're doing here, but... Okay. Let's go talk to CUNO. We got a lead. Come on, Kim. The case can wait. we're doing our greatest hits. I gotta ask CUNO about the Locusts. Okay. Now, CUNO is a special kind of boss fight encounter. We do want electrochemistry. We do. I'm gonna pop the ledger. Where's my ledger? Where's the painful ledger thing? Oh, it's in tools. Okay. Give us it gives us minus authority. We need authority though to talk to CUNO, so we can't do that. pop the flashlight back on. Maybe we need some rhetoric. Logic is important. Maybe some empathy. Yeah, we don't need visual calculus. Empathy, electrochemistry, volition. Guess we can swap these glasses out. Always good to go with the empathy build. Okay. I think this is good. Because Kuno is he's like the early development of just the walking id.
Fuck does Kuno care?
I know you care, Kuno. I'm back, and I'm stronger now than I was before. You wouldn't happen to know anything about missing locusts, would you?
No, Kuno doesn't give a fuck about bugs.
Yeah, we'll see.
So he knows locusts are bugs.
Oh my god, I told you that shit is lame!
Oh. Kuno S, ratting him out.
Shut up, C.
Now they're gonna take you to lame prison!
Lame prison.
She sounds like she's about to cry, out of disappointment at Kuno's newfound lameness.
Okay. We're back in. We have maybe a new opportunity to get Kuno out of this sort of like blinding allegiance to Kuno S. Not necessarily Kuno S. It's fine that he's attached to her, but it's like his attachment to her is directly related to his like the suppression of these other parts of Kuno that he can't flourish with while she's around, which are like, maybe he has an interest in bugs. Maybe Kuno could someday be like a botanist, or maybe a cryptozoologist or something. This is the first like maybe an interest of Kuno's beyond drugs and being a badass. So how do we get Kuno to open up more? We've found something that maybe we can get him to talk about. What's this about?
Deny everything, Kuno. You need to lawyer up.
And while I say interest in bugs, maybe he has an interest in killing them, but hey, it's something.
Kuno's not gonna say anything without his lawyer present.
There's definitely something going on here. Remember his pig's head shack? You should check it out.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
We'll see about that, Kuno. You'll care when you're in a court of law. His shack, his pig's head shack. Let's check it out. Was there something that we missed here? It's crawling with locusts.
All around you, the hisses and chirps of locusts fill the musky air. The earthen floor of the shack has been shaped into mounds of mud, dotted with little holes for windows.
Kuno's building himself a bit of a colony here.
Well, detective, it appears you've solved the case.
The lieutenant looks around, writes something in his notebook, and turns to you.
Of the locusts. For the missing locust case, which is a sub-case of the imaginary insect case. So at least that's going well.
This is important, Kim. Stop being so sarcastic.
Oh, I'm not being sarcastic at all. We're making real progress here.
When someone says they're not being sarcastic, it's usually a good sign that they're being very sarcastic.
I love sarcastic, Kim. You think the Insulindian phasmid is nearby?
If anything, the presence of the locust points to the opposite. The phasmid did not take the bait from the traps. It was Kuno. The phasmid doesn't exist.
Okay. All right, Kim.
But what do I know?
Oh, there's a little bit of doubt in his voice. What do you know? Apparently, you don't know how to be sensitive to what are very essential cases to solve in this world. Okay, we should talk to
I'll
CUNO
let
about this.
you handle the CUNO side of things. You are doing just fine.
That's right. That's right. This is important. It's time to bust this case wide open.
Fuck does CUNO care?
I know you took the locusts from the traps. It's cryptozoologist setup.
Yeah. CUNO took the bugs. So what?
Why?
So it wasn't a phasmid. A wave of disappointment washes over you.
Don't care. Inland Empire, you got this one wrong. While I may be mildly disappointed that the phasmid doesn't exist, I am highly interested in having some sort of in with CUNO again. You say you don't give a fuck about bugs, then you go and build a whole bug town. Come on down to Lame Prison, CUNO.
It's not Bugtown. It's the city of Locusts.
Yes!
Locusts aren't just bug shit. They come out of the sky like a fucking shadow. Shit descends.
Okay. Remember when I talked about, like, buying into something with someone who's really difficult to talk to? As a way of getting past, like, the whole resistance to talking to you sort of thing. Like, if you can show interest in this, people like talking about what they're interested in. It's just that he's too suspicious of us to, and he's even suspicious of CUNO S. Like, he doesn't want to talk about this stuff in front of her. She thinks it's lame as hell. But, like, this is in his, like, Jahari window, it's like something that he has to keep private, because admitting he likes this stuff is like a threat to his persona of, like, I'm a badass, I don't give a fuck about anything. But it's like, yes, you do. You care about colony management, which is something, and what they represent.
Stop!
Yes, that's right. CUNO, let your interests run free.
You stop. It's like they're fucking night. Locust City, Night City, City of Rage.
It's fucking cool, CUNO.
The girl forces herself to watch again. The corners of her eyes twitching from the lameness is causing her physical pain. The damage may be permanent.
I love this. City of Rage sounds like a cool place. I'm gonna buy in.
CUNO, the pig wants to help you. Oh, that's how lame it is. Please just don't say you're...
You're what? You're what?
An artist. Maybe I am an artist. You hear that, everyone? I'm a fucking artist now.
Let's go. We're back in with CUNO.
Did he just say I? CUNO usually calls CUNO.
Yeah, because CUNO is the fucking facade. It's how he, like, covers up this stuff. And he just broke character a little bit, which makes it possible to really communicate with him now instead of, like, all this other stuff. I don't think it would be good to nail him on that. Because I talked about this a couple of episodes ago. Sometimes a confrontational style is helpful for getting information out of people. Or not getting information out of people, but helping them to identify these things, right? If I make this observation, it can lead to defensiveness. But if we let CUNO continue to build on the observation, he can start to feel comfort in saying it, instead of, like, him feeling like we manipulated it out of him. Because this always happens when what I had talked about was, like, the nonverbal communication. When someone starts tapping their foot and they say nothing's wrong, I'm fine, I'm doing good, but they're tapping their foot, and you're like, there's a clear contradiction here, and you say that to them, hey, I noticed you said you're fine, but you just also started like nervously tapping your foot. When you point it out, they stop because the observation is like confronting, and they didn't realize they were doing it. And but now they also realize that they've stopped because you said so. And so sometimes they continue, but there's this like hitch moment where it's like, I don't want to be acting automatically, so I'm going to stop, but I also don't like the idea that you're seeing something I don't about myself, so I'm going to continue. And it kind of shocks us a little bit. And used therapeutically, it's that technique is designed to help someone realize when they are maybe avoiding a challenging emotion, right? It's meant to provoke insight and awareness. For Kuno, though, if I were to point this out and say, hey, did I hear you right? You just said I. I don't think that he is going to suddenly like unleash the anti-Kuno personality. Let's just see if we can just keep him going. That's right, Kuno. It's cool to make art. It's fucking cool. We still want to appeal to like, you're still cool. You're still a badass. You're still Kuno.
Oh my god, Kuno! He's gonna make you totally lame in like 3 seconds. Don't let him, Kuno.
Let us.
Yo, fuck you, see? Kuno can be what Kuno wants to be. Kuno's his own man. Kuno's free.
Kuno's free. He tears at the buttons of his shirt, trying to rip them open. I love that.
Kuno made himself into Kuno. Kuno can make himself into anything. Kuno can make himself into a pig if he wants. Kuno can make himself into a... Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Okay. We still got to work on his communication.
Don't make yourself into a pig, Kuno. You'll have to take me away.
So that's what this is about.
Huh. If Kuno becomes a cop, then that also means that Kuno S becomes a target to him. And this is why the language we're using is so important. She's saying it's lame because that appeals to Kuno's desire to be cool. But underneath that is this like fear of abandonment. That it's not lame, it's like terrifying. And we do this all the time. We deflect the severity of our emotions by using words like this. A lot of times I'll hear people say like, yeah, well, you know, we're talking about something horrific. And they're like, yeah, it doesn't bother me. And again, nonverbal communication, often very different from what they're saying. Like, it doesn't bother you. No, it doesn't bother me. Well, yeah, but that word is like, it's an interesting word because things that bother me are like, you know, there's a mosquito in the room or there's a stone in my shoe. Like, it's a very low intensity sort of verb. And using it helps us deflect from the real emotion. If I were to actually say what I feel, like I might say that it horrifies me and I have to face that, right? And so like her calling him lame is in some sense also this like, don't you know what this means though? Like, you're not just lame, you're abandoning me. This is everything to me. This friendship we have. That depends on the choices you make, young girl. I don't want to confront her too much. Me and Kuno have discussed this. I promised I won't do that. He's not exactly on our side just yet. What if I just say nothing? Sometimes silence is the best way of getting people to open up. Because it is, again, another kind of confronting sort of moment where people would rather keep talking than have nothing be said at all. And sometimes say things they may not have otherwise said. And say nothing.
Without a word, she disappears entirely behind the fence. For once, the boy is lost for words. He turns completely red now, with splotches of white beginning to appear across his face. Use this momentary confusion to take control of the situation.
I don't really want to take control of it, Authority. I need you to stop taking locusts from the traps. The cryptozoologists are trying to find something very important. Those locusts are bait. I have to ask, what does the city of locusts mean? I want him to keep talking about the thing that he's interested in before I sort of expand on this. So let's just ask him, what does the city of locusts mean?
It don't mean anything. It's shit. Kuno just likes to focus. Kuno likes to concentrate on shit. Build shit when he's zipping hard. Fuck. Pig, you really shouldn't have fucked with Kuno City. Now it's all fucking lame.
What's gonna happen to the locusts?
Kuno's gonna let the fucking locusts die.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, those locusts are the bait.
I don't give a shit. I don't need the locusts anyway. Shit is all lame now. C was right.
We weren't given any other options here.
The girl's face appears again, above the fence, just long enough to make eye contact with Kuno.
Now that that's settled, I'd better be off. I guess that's all we can do here.
The fuck are they trying to catch anyway? With the traps?
None of your business. Let's make one last appeal. The Insulindian Phasmid. There's a spark!
He recognizes the name.
Oh my god, we're still in! Look, if we can't get Kuno to change his life, and we may not, maybe we can just start the spark. We can show him that, like, following your interests and doing so in a collaborative, pro-social way often gets you closer to what you want than everything is Kuno, everything is just me, and I have to have as much bravado and authority as I can. I mean, just look at Kim and I. We would have not been able to accomplish nearly any of what we have without him, right? I guess part of what we're trying to communicate to him is that, like, pro-social behavior is good for you. So that means not telling everyone that they're, you know, fucking idiots, and not saying you don't care, because that doesn't make people want to collaborate with you. But maybe if we communicated him the dynamic that Morel and Lena and I guess Gary have, that relationships and pro-social behavior are like an experience he may not know too much about outside of his somewhat severe attachment to Kuno S. You know what the Insulindian Phasmid is.
Bitches think Kuno doesn't know shit. The fuck out of here. Kuno's tired of this shit.
There's silence between the two children. They're not saying anything to each other, nor looking in each other's direction.
Interesting. So...
Fuck does Kuno care? Kuno...
Okay. I'm not exactly sure what this means yet for their dynamic, but clearly something has changed. Does Kuno S have any more dialogue?
I'll die before I squeal, pig. You don't want to fuck with me. I got my hands bloody. I'm not here, pig. You're not seeing this.
You can still see the top of her hat from behind the fence.
Okay. Look, my goal is not to split them up or something. I think that they are really, you know, the only people they have in each other's lives. But it is clear that there are parts of Kuno that are somewhat plateaued, I guess, like because of this attachment. The attachment is so essential to his well-being that it's very hard to sort of compromise it for other things that Kuno may develop for himself. And so, like, we don't want him to lose the attachment. We want it to be more secure. Right now, it's a very insecure attachment, which to me feels like if we don't share exactly the same opinion and if we don't share exactly the same interests and do the same things and think the same way about everything, then we're somehow falling apart. And it's like, no, a secure attachment will respect your differences, and Kuno can be his own person, and Kuno S can be her own person, and they can still have a strong attachment to each other. And that small deviations in their individual personalities are not a threat to that attachment. And maybe we get somewhere with that. I don't know. We don't really have a... I've learned over the course of this game that there's things I wish we could do and wish we could say, but we just don't have those options. And that's partially because it's not really Harry's place to continue to intervene. But what we should do is at least finish this out by talking to Morel and letting him know what happened with Kuno. And can the two of you go adopt him in Kuno S, maybe?